Hello, buddy. Welcome back to the Tinmans Corner channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tinman Taylor, and today I wanted to get on here and tell you guys another story that happened to me in my earlier years. Well, I was trying really hard to think about whether or not should I tell this story because it was really an emotional day. But I figured I'd go ahead and tell you guys just so I could get it off my chest and ease my mind a little bit about it since it's already been done and over with. I was thinking about asking my dad to join me in this video because he was there when this incident happened, but I figured I'd rather not get him in this video because he gets raged up about that incident, so I said I don't want to make his blood pressure rise up. This was back in September of 2019. Me and my dad always like to go to different places in our town for breakfast, and we alternate from like paying breakfast and I paid breakfast. We went to McDonald's. Well, we got there, and of course, the parking lot was packed, and the drive-thru was packed. We just went around the building. We found this parking spot, right? Well, there was this truck parked in this lane right next to the empty parking spot, and then there's this teal, bluish gray Chrysler 300 car, and that guy was parked a little ways over the line. And me and my dad had a tight squeeze getting in there, but we got parked. Well, I opened up my door, and it was kind of rainy, and it wasn't pouring down hard rain. It had already been through and left, but it was just still wet on the ground, and it was a little wind that day. And I just opened up my door and swung it, but I forgot there's a car right there, and the wind kind of took it out of my hand and hit the guy's car. And I said, well, the car alarm didn't go off, and I figured the guy won't in there because I didn't even see the driver in the car. Well, I was wrong. I looked just to see where I hit the car, and it was a young teenage boy in there sitting in the driver's seat saying, dude, really? I said, I know, I'm sorry, it just happened. I didn't mean to swing it out that hard, but I forgot to tell him the wind took it. But anyway, he got out of the car before I even got out of the truck all the way, and my dad realized that there was going to be a situation here, so he took the truck and moved it in the other parking lot next door to the McDonald's. It was like an abandoned car wash, but people parked their cars there all the time. That dude wanted to raise Cain and blame me for hitting his car, which I know he has every right. It was an accident, but he shouldn't be getting all upset about it. It was just a little minor scratch. But he was pointing down, I'm not kidding, he was pointing down at a little chip about that big near his fender well. And the door only came up above that 5 or 6 inches away. And my dad even told him that. And the dude wanted to call the cops over there. He said, you go ahead and call the cops, but they're going to agree with us saying that that chip ain't worth it. Here's another part I forgot to mention, because when my dad went to go pull up the truck in the other parking spot, I went to sit and wait for him at one of the tables that were outside. I should have waited on the inside, but I figured he would make a scene in there. He walked up saying that there was a big scratch. I said, I didn't see nothing. He said, really? Come walk with me. So I walked with him, and I said, I didn't really think I'd made him that big of a scratch or dent or anything, but he was just, like I was saying, complaining about that one little paint chip. And the door did not even hit that spot. Then later on, he calmed down and said he won't worry about it. He shook our hands. We gave him our first name. We weren't going to give him our last name. But he said, I just hate it when people don't act all honest. If you be honest, it goes a long way, or something like that. I can't remember the exact words he said. But my dad was literally livid, and he could lose his cool just as much as I can. Told me when we left, he was going to ask that dude how old he was, and because if he was a younger teenage, he was going to punch him because that dude was really making us both mad. I got like this, shaky. But we in there got breakfast, and I didn't order a lot because my stomach was torn up after that whole incident. But we were still thinking, okay, why was he even there to begin with? He was just sitting there in the parking lot on his phone. Unless he was waiting for somebody to get off work, take a ride with him, or he was waiting for food. I don't know. That was really sketchy. And then by the time we had that little altercation, the truck that was parked right next to us already moved. I said, man, we could have just parked right there, but I wouldn't blame my daddy. He wouldn't want to park right next to anybody that wants to act like an a-hole. Let's put it that way. So here's a little advice for all of you. If you drive somewhere and park, like in a restaurant parking lot or shopping center, and you get out, make sure you don't swing your door out hard and hit somebody else's vehicle, because they're either going to get mad and get your insurance to their car fixed, or they're going to say, it's nothing. Luckily, we did have a little minor incident where Mom swinged her car door out and hit a guy's truck, but he was okay with it, like it was just a minor thing. But this guy was acting like he was in a fit of rage. But I probably shouldn't worry, because it was years ago, and I don't know if that guy either stayed in town or he moved. That was a scary day in my life for sure. Every time we go to McDonald's now, I just look around and be like, is that guy's car here? But anyway, that's in the past now, and you can't go back and change things, even though I want to. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. And if I have any more stories I would like to share with you from my past, then I'll get on here and film them for you guys. This has been another successful installment of Tinmans Corner channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tinman Taylor, and I said that's a wrap. Have a nice day.